Hey everyone, so we're going back to the basics, right? These are things that you need to know, operations that you need to know in order to be successful in your exams, to include Asvab, okay? Now, today you will learn how to subtract negatives, add positives, and solve problems involving adding and subtracting negatives and positives. Yes, I know a lot of persons when they hear about mathematics, they're like, oh, I don't like math or whatever, you know, reason they have to, not like the subject. But did you know that every complex problems are made up of simple problems? Anytime you get a math problem, just think of that. It seems complex, but within that complexity, there are simple problems. Okay? So you solve line by line until you reach to the end. So there are rules in math. Okay? Just like everyday life, there are rules. Once you understand the rules, there are different ways to solve one problem. Once the rules are the same, or the rules stay consistent, you will get the right answer. Now, adding and subtracting negative and positive number. Rule. If the signs are the same, you add the numbers. Repeat, if the signs are the same, you add the number, right? So if the signs are the same, you add the number, right? Same, add, right? If the signs are different, you subtract. Subtract the smaller. So you subtract the smaller number from the larger number and keep the sign of the larger number. Another tip that I will give, especially when you're practicing math, write. You need to write, okay? The more you write, the more it's lodged into your brain, right? So get your pens out and write this. If the signs are the same, you add the numbers. If the signs are different, subtract the smaller from the larger number and keep the sign of the larger number. Or so essentially, a negative is the same as adding a positive, right? Now, this is an example. Positive 5, if you look in front of the 5, or if you want to call this behind, it depends on what you want to say. The right here, right? There is no negative, so this is a positive 5 plus negative 3. This equals 2. So you're going to subtract, and then it takes the sign of the larger number. So this is 5, take away 3, or 5 subtract 3 equals 2. Positive 2 takes the sign of the larger number. Let's do another example. You have negative 2 minus negative 4. What's this answer? Right? Now, this is a negative 2, right? Minus negative 4 equals what? So because this, the negative and negative is side and side, this can change to a positive, right? So it's negative 2 plus 4. Negative 2 plus 4. right? So that equals, so you have a negative 2 plus 4. You're going to subtract, right? And then it takes the sign of the larger number, which is a positive. So this is going to be positive 2, right? This is a positive 2. So negative 2 plus 4 equals 2. The signs are different. Therefore, you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. Let's do another example. All right. Let's do negative 7 plus negative 2 equal negative 7 plus negative 2, right? With this, you have a negative 7 and you have a negative 2, right? So negative 7 plus negative 2, that equals negative 9. Negative 9. Okay? Negative 7 plus negative 2 equals negative 9. So since the signs are the same, which is the negative and the negative, you add the number. Okay? The signs are the same, so you add the number. The previous one, where you have negative 2 minus 4, this becomes negative 2 plus 4, because the subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So the answer was 2. Remember? Right. Now this one that we're looking at, the negative 7 plus negative 2, since the signs are the same, the negative 7, negative 2, you add the number, right? Signs are the same. Negative, negative. So let's solve these simple problems, okay? A submarine is at a depth of minus 30 meters and it ascends 10 meters. So you know it ascends, it's going up, right? So what are you going to do? Add 10 meters, right? So let's write it. So it's negative 30, negative 30 plus 10. Remember to put on the meters. So negative 30 meters plus 10 meters, that equals negative 20. Why? Because the signs are different, so you subtract, right? You subtract, and the answer takes a sign of the larger number, right? Signs are different, so you subtract. All right. Let's see. Erase this. Let's go to the next one. A person has $50 in their bank account and spends $65. So if you have $50, if you have $50, so you have $50 in your account and you spend, no, yeah, and you spend $65. What's that answer? The answer has to be negative or minus 15, right? Because remember, the there is no negative here, so this is a positive 50 minus or subtract 65. The signs are different, so you subtract and it takes the sign of the larger number, which is negative. So the answer is negative 15. I'm not doing this. This is, okay, we're not doing this. Not yet. All right. This is just um, a revision at the end, where if the signs are the same, remember you add the numbers. If the signs are different, subtract the smaller number from the larger number and keep the sign of the larger number. Okay. Example, you should take your pens out and try this one. 5 plus negative 3 minus 2 plus 8 minus 7 plus minus 4. Thank you for watching. The next lesson will be on multiplication and division of negative and positive numbers.